Have you ever felt like someone walked out of your life without giving you the closure you deserved? Maybe they left you questioning your worth, wondering what went wrong, or if they'll ever come back. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. But here's the truth. Stoic friends, getting someone to come back isn't about chasing them, begging for their attention, or trying to prove your value to them. It's about doing something far more powerful, turning inward to focus on yourself. In today's video, we're diving into a strategy grounded in Stoic wisdom that works every single time. It's not manipulation, and it's not a game. This is about mastering your own mindset, reclaiming your inner strength, and becoming the kind of person they can't help but be drawn back to. As Marcus Aurelius once said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. So, instead of trying to control what they do, we're going to focus on controlling what you can. Your actions, your energy, and your personal growth. Let me ask you this. Have you ever noticed how people start to value something once it's no longer easily available? It's a simple truth of human nature. We value what we can't easily have. That's why, instead of chasing after someone who's left, the most powerful thing you can do is create space. Refocus on your own journey and let your transformation speak for itself. This isn't about revenge or proving a point. It's about becoming so centered and confident in yourself that they realize exactly what they lost. Here's the key. Stoic friends, people don't come back because of what you say. They come back because of what they feel when they see you thriving without them. They come back because you've shifted your energy from needing their validation to becoming a magnetic force of your own. This is where Stoicism shines. It teaches us to rise above external noise, focus on our inner world, and find strength in our ability to respond with intention rather than reaction. In this video, we'll walk through 7 transformative steps to help you take back your power and elevate your life. You'll learn how to live like they're invisible, rise above the silence, and free your mind to find your inner power. We'll uncover how to show them what they've missed and prove to yourself that you were enough all along. By the end of this journey, you'll not only understand how to reclaim joy and rewrite the story, but also how to inspire others by rising to your fullest potential. This isn't just about them coming back. It's about you coming back to yourself, stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your true value. So, if you're ready to stop chasing and start leading, stay with me. What we're about to explore has the potential to change not only how you handle this situation, but how you see yourself and your relationships moving forward. Let's get started. Number 1. Live like they're invisible. All right, Stoic friends, let's start with the first step to taking back your power. Live like they're invisible. I know it might sound counterintuitive, especially when you're consumed by thoughts of them or waiting for their attention. But here's the truth. The more energy you give to someone who has pulled away, the more control you hand over to them. Living like they're invisible isn't about being petty or resentful. It's about reclaiming your focus, energy, and value by turning the spotlight back onto yourself. Think about this. How much time do you spend wondering about their actions, their silence, or whether they'll come back? If the answer is a lot, then you're giving away your most valuable resource, your mental space. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and release what we cannot. You can't control how they feel or whether they'll return, but you can control how you react. And that's where your power lies. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Living like they're invisible is about taking back that power. Instead of spending your energy on them, redirect it to yourself. Imagine the growth. peace, and confidence you could achieve if you stopped investing your thoughts in someone else's actions. The first step to making this shift? Stop checking up on them. That means no scrolling through their social media, no asking friends for updates, and no replaying old memories in your mind. Every time you do, you're allowing them to occupy a part of your life they no longer deserve. By cutting this habit, you create space to focus on your own goals and happiness. And trust me, when you stop giving them your attention, they'll feel the shift in energy. Let me ask you this. How often do you catch yourself reacting to their behavior? Maybe they post something online, and it feels like a message directed at you, or they suddenly go quiet, and you're left analyzing every little detail. The key to living like they're invisible is learning not to react. Stoicism teaches us to respond with intention, not emotion. When you stop reacting and stay calm, you send a powerful message. I'm in control of my life. Here's a practical tip to help. Whenever you catch yourself thinking about them, redirect your thoughts to something meaningful. Whether it's a project you're working on, a skill you want to develop, or a moment of gratitude, refocus your mind on what uplifts you. This shift isn't easy at first, but with practice, it becomes second nature. Now, let's talk about why this works. When you live like they're invisible, you create a sense of mystery and independence. People notice when you stop noticing them. By prioritizing yourself, you naturally become more confident and grounded. And that's the kind of energy people are drawn to. The irony is, when you stop chasing, they often start noticing. But remember, Stoic friend, this isn't about manipulation. It's about transformation. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Living like they're invisible isn't about pretending they don't exist. It's about shifting your energy to what truly matters, your own growth and happiness. Before we wrap up this point, let's lock in an action step. Starting today, commit to a 24-hour detox from thinking about them. Don't check their social media. Don't analyze their behavior. Instead, use that time to do something that enriches your life. Journal about your goals, hit the gym, or spend time with friends who make you feel good. Small steps like these create massive shifts over time. And here's a challenge for you. Drop a comment below with the phrase, "I reclaim my power." Write it down, own it, and let it serve as your mantra moving forward. Every time you say it, you're reminding yourself that your energy is yours to control. If you found this helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Join our Stoic community, where we explore wisdom to help you master your relationships, mindset, and life. Together, we're building a stronger, more grounded version of ourselves. And stay with me, Stoic friends, because in the next part, we'll uncover how to rise above the silence and turn it into an advantage. You don't want to miss it. Let's keep this journey going. Number 2, rise above the silence. All right, Stoic friends, let's dive into the second step, rising above the silence. We've all experienced it. Someone goes quiet, leaving you with questions and doubts. It's easy to let the silence take control, consuming your thoughts and emotions. But here's the truth. Silence only holds power if you let it. Rising above the silence is about mastering your reaction and transforming that void into an opportunity for growth. Let me ask you this. How often do you internalize someone's silence as a reflection of yourself? You start wondering, what did I do wrong? Or why aren't they responding? This kind of thinking traps you in a cycle of overanalyzing and self-doubt. But here's a liberating realization. Their silence is not about you. It's about them. And your ability to rise above it starts with shifting your focus away from their actions and toward your own inner strength. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. The silence is an external event, something you can't control. But your response? That's entirely within your power. Rising above the silence means choosing not to react impulsively or emotionally. It's about deciding that your peace and confidence are more important than the noise, or lack of it, around you. The first step is to embrace the silence instead of fearing it. Instead of viewing it as rejection, see it as a space for self-reflection. Silence is uncomfortable because it forces us to sit with our thoughts. But it's also an opportunity to reconnect with ourselves. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Maybe the silence is teaching you to set boundaries, or perhaps it's helping you realize how much energy you've been giving away. Either way, treat it as a moment to grow. Here's a practical tip. When you find yourself obsessing over the silence, redirect your focus. Instead of replaying scenarios in your head or waiting for their response, use that time to invest in something meaningful. It could be journaling, exercising, or working on a personal project. By shifting your attention to your own goals, you're not just rising above the silence, you're using it to build a better version of yourself. Another key aspect of rising above the silence is avoiding the trap of overreacting. It's natural to want answers or closure, but chasing those things through multiple messages or emotional responses only weakens your position. Instead, stay calm and composed. Remember, silence doesn't require you to fill the void. Sometimes, your restraint speaks louder than any words. Think about this. When you stop reacting to their silence, you reclaim your energy. You show them, and yourself, that your peace isn't dependent on their actions. And here's the irony. When you rise above the silence, people often start noticing. They wonder why you're unbothered, why you're thriving without their validation. That's the power of focusing on yourself. Let's bring this back to Stoicism. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." The silence is a test, and how you respond determines whether it weakens you or makes you stronger. By rising above it, you're proving to yourself that you don't need their acknowledgement to feel complete. Finally, let's talk about making this actionable. Starting today, whenever you're faced with silence, commit to spending that time on something productive. Write down 3 things you're grateful for. Take a walk, or plan your next step toward a goal. These small actions shift your focus and reinforce your independence. Drop a comment below with the phrase, "I rise above." Claim it as your mantra to remind yourself that silence doesn't define you. Your response does. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our Stoic community. Together, we're mastering the art of resilience and emotional strength. Stay tuned, Stoic friends, because in the next section, we'll explore how to free your mind and unlock your inner power. Let's keep moving forward. Number 3, free your mind to find your power. All right. Stoic friends, let's talk about something truly transformative, freeing your mind to find your power. So often, we feel trapped by the weight of our own thoughts. When someone leaves, ignores us, or creates distance, our minds become flooded with questions, doubts, and overanalysis. But here's the truth. Your thoughts don't have to control you. In fact, when you learn to free your mind, you'll discover a reservoir of strength and clarity that you never knew existed. Let me ask you this. How much time do you spend replaying old conversations or imagining what someone else might be thinking? Be honest, most of us get stuck in that cycle, but what does it really achieve? All it does is drain your energy and pull you further away from the present moment. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is where freeing your mind begins, by understanding that the thoughts weighing you down are yours to release. So, how do you free your mind? The first step is recognizing that not all thoughts deserve your attention. Your mind generates thousands of thoughts a day, but most of them are noise, fleeting worries, assumptions, or fears that have no real basis in reality. When you cling to these thoughts, you give them power. But when you learn to observe them without judgment, you take that power back. Think of your mind like a busy river. The thoughts are the water flowing past. You don't have to jump in and be swept away. You can simply watch them go by. One effective tool for this is mindfulness. Mindfulness isn't about emptying your mind, but about grounding yourself in the present moment. For example, if you catch yourself spiraling into negative thoughts, pause and take a deep breath. Focus on what's happening right now, the sensations in your body, the sounds around you, the feel of your breath. This simple practice helps you break free from the grip of overthinking and reconnect with reality. Another way to free your mind is to shift your perspective. When you're caught up in self-doubt or fear, it's easy to forget the bigger picture. Epictetus said, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views they take of them." What if the silence you're experiencing isn't a rejection but an opportunity? What if their distance isn't about your worth, but about their own struggles? Reframing your thoughts in this way can help you let go of the narrative that's holding you back. Let me give you a practical example. Imagine you're waiting for someone to reach out, and they don't. Instead of fixating on why they're silent, ask yourself, what can I do for myself in this moment? Maybe it's journaling about your feelings, diving into a project you've been putting off, or calling a friend who uplifts you. These small actions shift your focus from what's missing to what's possible. Now, let's talk about the connection between freeing your mind and finding your power. When your mind is cluttered with worries and what-ifs, it's like carrying a heavy backpack everywhere you go. But when you release those thoughts, you create space for creativity, confidence, and clarity to emerge. Your power doesn't come from controlling others or predicting the future. It comes from mastering your inner world. One powerful Stoic practice is the dichotomy of control. Ask yourself, what can I control in this situation? What can't I control? Then focus solely on what's within your power. For instance, you can't control whether someone comes back into your life, but you can control how you respond to their absence. You can control your habits, your mindset, and your growth. When you let go of what's outside your control, you free yourself from unnecessary suffering. And here's the magic. Stoic friends, when you free your mind, people notice. They see the shift in your energy, your calm confidence, and your ability to thrive without relying on external validation. That kind of strength is magnetic, and it often inspires others to gravitate toward you. Not because you're chasing them, but because you've become someone worth noticing. Before we move on, let's make this actionable. Starting today, take 5 minutes each morning to practice mindfulness. Sit in a quiet space, focus on your breath, and let your thoughts come and go without holding on to them. This small habit can make a huge difference in how you approach your day. Drop a comment below with the phrase, "I free my mind." Let it be your reminder that your thoughts are tools, not chains. By freeing your mind, you're unlocking the power to live fully and intentionally. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Join our growing Stoic community where we explore timeless wisdom to help you master your emotions, relationships, and life. Stay tuned, because in the next section, we'll talk about how to show them what they've missed. You don't want to miss it. Stoic friends, let's keep moving forward. Number 4, show them what they missed. All right, Stoic friends, let's talk about one of the most empowering steps in this journey, showing them what they missed. When someone pulls away or chooses to leave, it's natural to feel like you've lost something. But here's the reality. They're the ones missing out. This step isn't about revenge or proving a point. It's about becoming the best version of yourself so that your transformation speaks louder than any words ever could. Let me ask you this. When someone exits your life, do you find yourself trying to convince them of your worth? Maybe you've tried explaining how much you care or reminding them of the good times you shared. But the truth is, words often fall flat when someone's already made up their mind. What truly leaves an impact is not what you say, but what you become in their absence. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good person should be. Be one." In the context of showing them what they missed, this means focusing your energy on action, growth, and self-improvement, rather than trying to win them back through words. When you focus on bettering yourself, physically, emotionally, and mentally, you create a version of yourself that not only commands respect, but also leaves them wondering why they ever walked away. So, how do you show them what they missed? First, shift your energy away from them and direct it toward your passions and goals. Whether it's excelling in your career, picking up a new hobby, or hitting the gym, these actions serve two purposes. They help you grow as an individual, and they create undeniable proof that you're thriving. When people see you leveling up, they can't help but notice. Let's get specific. Imagine you've been focusing on your fitness. You've started running every morning, eating healthier, and feeling more confident in your own skin. Then, one day, you run into them, or they see a picture of you looking stronger and more vibrant than ever. You don't need to say a word. Your growth speaks for itself. It's a powerful reminder of what they left behind. But here's the key, Stoic friends. This transformation isn't about them. It's about you. The moment you start improving yourself for someone else's validation, you lose the essence of this step. Show them what they missed by becoming the person you've always wanted to be. Not because you hope they'll come back, but because you deserve to live a full, empowered life. Another important part of this process is cultivating a life filled with joy and purpose. When someone sees you surrounded by positivity, whether it's through your achievements, new friendships, or fulfilling experiences, it's a stark contrast to the void they expected to leave behind. They'll realize that their absence didn't diminish you, it strengthened you, and that's a realization they won't easily forget. Now, let's talk about the emotional aspect. Showing them what they missed doesn't mean pretending to be fine when you're not. Stoicism teaches us to acknowledge our emotions without letting them control us. If you're feeling hurt, that's okay. But channel that pain into growth instead of letting it consume you. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Use this as an opportunity to rise above and build something extraordinary. Here's a practical tip to get started. Pick one area of your life where you want to improve. Maybe it's your physical health, your career, or your personal relationships. Set a specific goal and commit to working toward it every day. Progress might feel slow at first, but over time, the changes will become undeniable, both to you and to those around you. And here's the irony, Stoic friends. When you're fully focused on your own growth, you stop needing their validation. You stop caring about whether they notice, because your energy is so fully invested in becoming the best version of yourself. And that's precisely when they start to notice. The confidence and strength you exude naturally draw people in, including those who once took you for granted. Before we move on, let's make this actionable. Drop a comment below with the phrase, "I level up." Let it be your reminder that growth is your greatest power, not to impress anyone, but to honor yourself. And if you're enjoying this journey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Join our Stoic community, where we're transforming how we think, connect, and live through timeless wisdom. Stay tuned, Stoic friends, because in the next section, we'll explore how to rise beyond their doubts and take your personal growth even further. Number 5. Rise beyond their doubts. All right, Stoic friends, let's talk about something crucial: how to rise beyond their doubts. When someone questions your worth, underestimates you, or doubts your potential, it can feel personal. But here's the truth. Their doubts are more about their own limitations than they are about you. Rising beyond their doubts isn't about proving them wrong. It's about proving to yourself that their opinion holds no power over your growth. Let me ask you this. Have you ever held back from pursuing something because someone doubted you? Maybe they said, "You're not capable of that," or "That's not who you are." Their words can linger, making you question whether you're good enough. But here's where Stoicism comes in. Epictetus reminds us, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Growth often requires stepping beyond others' limited perceptions of you and embracing your potential fully, even if it means facing their skepticism. The first step to rising beyond their doubts is to stop seeking their validation. You don't need their approval to chase your goals or live your life. When you rely on external validation, you hand over your power to someone else. But when you anchor your confidence in your own values and purpose, no amount of doubt can shake you. Marcus Aurelius said, "Never let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you have to, with the same weapons of reason which today arm you against the present." Oh, this means staying grounded in your own truth and letting their doubts slide off your shoulders. Here's the thing. When someone doubts you, it's often a reflection of their own insecurities. Maybe they're projecting their fears or limitations onto you because they can't imagine themselves doing what you're capable of. Recognizing this can help you separate their opinion from your reality. Their doubts are just noise, and you don't have to let that noise distract you from your path. One way to rise beyond their doubts is to focus on action instead of explanation. You don't need to explain yourself to anyone. Instead, let your actions speak for you. Show them, through your dedication and persistence, that you're capable of achieving what they couldn't envision for you. Imagine setting a goal they once thought was impossible for you, whether it's excelling in your career, overcoming a personal challenge, or building a life you're proud of, and then quietly achieving it. The confidence and self-assurance you gain from this process will overshadow any doubts they ever had. Another key part of this is patience. Growth takes time, and so does changing how others perceive you. Don't rush to prove yourself. Instead, focus on steady progress. Every small step you take toward your goal is a victory, even if no one else notices. And remember, their doubts don't define you. Your persistence does. Let's tie this back to Stoic wisdom. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, waste no more time arguing what a good person should be. Be one. Don't waste energy debating whether you're good enough in someone else's eyes. Use that energy to align your actions with your values. When you act in accordance with your principles, you build an unshakable foundation of self-worth that no one's doubts can undermine. Here's a practical tip to help you rise beyond their doubts. Write down one area of your life where someone's skepticism has held you back. Then, set a clear goal in that area and take one small action toward it today. Maybe it's signing up for a class you've been hesitant about, starting a new project, or even making a decision you've been avoiding. Each action you take is a step away from their doubts and a step closer to your own truth. Finally, Stoic friends, Understand this. Rising beyond their doubts isn't about them. It's about you reclaiming your power and living with purpose. The moment you stop letting their opinions dictate your actions, you'll feel an incredible sense of freedom. And here's the beautiful irony. When you stop trying to prove yourself, people start seeing your worth more clearly. Before we move on, let's lock this in. Drop a comment below with the phrase, "I rise above." Write it as a reminder that their doubts don't define you. Your actions do. And if you're finding value in this journey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our Stoic community. Together, we're learning how to master our emotions, relationships, and lives through timeless wisdom. Stay tuned, Stoic friends, because the next step will take this transformation to the next level, reclaiming joy and rewriting your story. Number 6. Reclaim joy. Rewrite the story. All right, Stoic friends, let's talk about one of the most empowering steps on this journey, reclaiming your joy and rewriting the story. Life has a way of pulling us into narratives that don't serve us. Stories of heartbreak, rejection, or failure that keep replaying in our minds. But here's the truth. You have the power to reclaim your happiness and take control of the narrative. It's not about ignoring what happened, but about turning the page and writing a new chapter on your own terms. Let me ask you this. Are you letting someone else's actions control your happiness? Maybe you've been stuck in a loop, thinking, if only they stayed, I'd be happy. Or, I wasn't enough for them. These thoughts aren't facts. They're stories we tell ourselves, and they often hold us back. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. To reclaim joy, you must first challenge these limiting narratives. The first step in rewriting your story is recognizing that the old one doesn't define you. Maybe the story you've been clinging to says you failed, or you weren't worthy. Flip that perspective. Instead of saying, I wasn't good enough, tell yourself, their absence created space for me to grow into the best version of myself. Reframing the narrative shifts your mindset from one of loss to one of opportunity, and that's where true empowerment begins. Next, let's focus on gratitude. When life doesn't go the way we expect, it's easy to dwell on what's missing, but gratitude flips the script. It shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance, reminding you of the good things still present in your life. Start small. Each morning, write down 3 things you're grateful for. It could be as simple as the warmth of your coffee, the support of a friend, or the progress you're making on this journey. Gratitude doesn't erase challenges, but it helps you find joy in the midst of them. Another key to reclaiming joy is understanding that happiness is a choice. Stoicism teaches us that external events don't control us. It's how we interpret and respond to them that matters. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Choosing joy doesn't mean pretending everything is perfect. It means prioritizing the things that uplift you over the things that drag you down. It's about actively creating moments of happiness rather than waiting for them to happen. Reclaiming joy also involves giving yourself permission to move forward. Sometimes we hold on to pain or sadness because it feels like letting go would invalidate the experience. But here's the thing, moving forward doesn't mean forgetting. It means honoring what you've been through while refusing to let it define your future. When you choose joy, you're not erasing the past. You're reclaiming your power to build a brighter tomorrow. Let's connect this to rewriting your story. Imagine you've been telling yourself, I'm broken because of what happened. Rewrite that to say, I'm stronger because I overcame it. When you take control of your narrative, you transform your challenges into stepping stones for growth. This doesn't mean the pain disappears, but it does mean you start seeing it as part of your journey. not the end of it. Here's a practical step you can take. Write down a moment in your life where you've been stuck in a negative narrative. It could be a breakup, a rejection, or a failure. Then, rewrite it from a new perspective, one that emphasizes your resilience and growth. For example, instead of focusing on what you lost, focus on how the experience taught you something valuable about yourself. Before we move on, let's make this actionable. Starting today, commit to one small act of joy. It could be going for a walk, calling a friend who makes you laugh, or picking up a hobby you've been putting off. These small moments of happiness create momentum, helping you rewrite your story one step at a time. Drop a comment below with the phrase, "I reclaim my joy." Let it be your reminder that your happiness isn't tied to the past. It's something you create in the present. And if this message resonates with you, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Join our growing Stoic community, where we're transforming our lives with timeless wisdom and intentional growth. Stay tuned, Stoic friends, because in the next step, we'll explore how to elevate yourself and inspire others. Let's keep moving forward, one intentional step at a time. Number 7, elevate yourself. Inspire others. All right, Stoic friends, we've reached the final step. Elevate yourself and inspire others. This step isn't just about personal growth. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally uplifts everyone around them. When you elevate yourself, you don't just transform your own life. You set an example that others can't help but notice and admire. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you truly felt proud of the person you are becoming? Elevation begins with self-reflection. It's about looking at where you are now, identifying areas where you can grow, and taking deliberate action to improve. But here's the key. This growth isn't about proving anything to anyone. It's about aligning with your values, building confidence, and becoming the best version of yourself for your own fulfillment. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good person should be. Be one." This quote captures the essence of elevation. It's not about talking or seeking approval. It's about acting with purpose, whether it's cultivating discipline, learning a new skill, or taking care of your mental and physical health. Every small step you take toward bettering yourself contributes to your elevation. One of the most powerful ways to elevate yourself is through service to others. When you focus on helping, inspiring, or uplifting those around you, you shift your energy outward. This doesn't mean neglecting your own needs. It means using your growth to make a positive impact. Maybe you share the lessons you've learned with a friend who's struggling, mentor someone who needs guidance, or simply lead by example through your actions. By doing so, you create a ripple effect that inspires others to rise alongside you. Now, let's talk about resilience. Elevating yourself doesn't mean life will suddenly become easy. Challenges will still come your way, but your ability to handle them will transform. Stoicism teaches us to approach difficulties as opportunities for growth. Epictetus said, "Difficulties are things that show a person what they are." When you embrace challenges as part of your elevation, you become a source of strength and inspiration for others. One practical way to begin this process is by focusing on your habits. What you do consistently shapes who you become. Start small. Maybe it's committing to waking up earlier, practicing gratitude each day, or dedicating time to learn something new. These daily actions build momentum and help you create a life that reflects your values and aspirations. Let's not forget the role of mindset in elevation. Your perspective shapes your reality. When you choose to see setbacks as stepping stones and failures as feedback, you empower yourself to keep moving forward. This mindset shift doesn't just benefit you, It also inspires others to adopt a more positive and resilient approach to their own lives. Another essential aspect of elevation is authenticity. Being your true self, unapologetically, is one of the most inspiring things you can do. When you stop trying to fit into someone else's expectations and start living in alignment with your own truth, you radiate confidence and purpose. People are drawn to authenticity because it's rare and refreshing. By being yourself, you give others permission to do the same. Here's an example of how elevation can inspire others. Imagine you've been working on improving your health, both physically and mentally. Over time, you become more confident, energetic, and grounded. People around you start to notice the change. They ask, "What's your secret?" Your journey becomes a source of motivation for them to make positive changes in their own lives. That's the power of elevation. It lifts not just you, but everyone you touch. Now, let's bring this back to Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius often wrote about living in harmony with nature and contributing to the greater good. Elevating yourself isn't just a personal achievement, it's a way of honoring your role in the world. When you become a stronger, wiser, and kinder version of yourself, you contribute to the collective growth of humanity. That's the ultimate inspiration. Before we conclude, take a moment to reflect on your journey. What's one area of your life where you can elevate yourself starting today? Maybe it's in your relationships, your career, or your personal development. Choose one action, no matter how small, and commit to it. Remember, elevation is a process, not a destination. Every step you take brings you closer to the person you're meant to be. All right, Stoic friends, that brings us to the end of this transformative journey. Remember, the power to change your life lies in your hands through your actions, your mindset, and your commitment to growth. Each step we've explored today is a tool to help you reclaim your strength, rediscover your joy, and inspire not only yourself, but those around you. If you found value in this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our growing Stoic community. Let's continue learning, growing, and building the lives we're meant to live, one intentional step at a time. And before you go, drop a comment below, sharing which step resonated with you the most. I'd love to hear your thoughts and support you on your journey. Stay strong, stay grounded, and remember, the greatest transformation always begins within. Until next time, Stoic friends.